What if I told you 1 plus 1 is 10? Would you believe me? Hey guys, this is Andy with Mindset Matters More. And I was having an interesting conversation yesterday with a friend of mine, and we were talking about how I am learning about Kabbalah. And one of the things that they talk about, I just don't agree with. But as I've talked about before, that, I want to, one, be authentic, but also two, really challenge the notion about, okay, why don't I agree with this? Why am I against it? What is it about this statement that I just don't believe? And so, to my understanding, one of the things in Kabbalah that talks about is death. When children pass away, or when teenagers, young adults, they pass away, there's like a purpose to it. And I was saying how, I just don't agree with it, how I feel like people are trying to explain things that can't be explained. And so after the conversation, I decided to sort of challenge myself and think about it. And this is what I liken it to, is if I tell you 1 plus 1 is 10, you would be like, Andy, that's crazy. Okay, if we finish the conversation there and we walk away, you would go around telling everybody, listen, she's crazy. She thinks 1 plus 1 is 10. And, everybody would be like, well, that's weird. That's a weird concept. But here's the thing, right? I have more knowledge than you do in a specific area. So my statement is true. I have knowledge in binary math, okay? Binary math, 1 plus 1 equals 1, 0, equals 10. It's not called 10, it's 1, 0. But that's how I explained it to you. And so I have this knowledge about binary math, how to do it, I just gave you an example of it. But you, in your limited capacity, don't know binary math, don't understand it, and now are just like, yeah, that doesn't make any sense. And so now I'm thinking about the statement that was given to me. Did I, one, hear it correctly? Two, did I interpret it correctly? And three, what, oceans of knowledge does this person have beyond the few hours that I have spent studying the Kabbalah that they can believe the statements that they believe? And so I am on this path to try to challenge the things that I think. And now that doesn't necessarily mean that I will ever come to the same conclusions. Maybe I will never have the capacity to understand it, or maybe I learn the same oceans of information and come to a different conclusion, right? So there's so many ways in which our brain can actually function, because we have to think, what is the information that we're receiving? How do we process it? And then how do we put it back into the world? Our brain is this adding machine that it's trying to put all the information together. So it's not necessarily that what this person said isn't real. It's not that they're not explaining something that is unexplainable. I just don't know. So I need to investigate more. So where in your life are you sitting there rejecting outright other people's information because you just don't have enough information? Do you even want the information? Do you even want to dig deeper? Or are you just happy with where you are? I'm naturally a curious person, and I've actually come to the conclusion that, I believe that I am what is called a philomath. Philomath. And a philomath is somebody who absolutely loves learning for the sake of learning. I soak up information, and, I'm on this Kabbalah path, and maybe one day there's going to be a little string to something else, and I'm going to pull at it, and I'm going to go down that path, and then there's another string somewhere else, and I'm going to pull at it, and I'm going to follow that path, and I'm just going to keep going down each path because I think learning is so amazing. I just love understanding how things work and putting it together and seeing, oh, hey, this is how it works. Sometimes when I'm using my remote control, I go back to a time in college where I built a remote control. Now, admittedly, I don't know how a TV works or I don't know how my radio works, but I know what happens when I push the power button. I know the systems inside of it that pushes the signal out and it gets it to where it needs to go. Like, I understand all of that, and it's amazing. And like, granted, 99.999% of the time I'm not thinking about it when I'm just trying to watch TV or something. But there are those times where I'm just like, hey, I built one of these, and, remember that, right? Now, where was I going with this? Oh, yeah, I like to learn a lot. Like, that's just my thing. And so what I've learned is that a part of me in learning feels like, well, hey, I know better than you. I know more than you. What it doesn't allow me to do is to be like, okay, maybe you have more information. Maybe I need to figure it out. So that's what I'm working on lately, is trying to figure out, okay, you tell me something that I believe is incorrect because of my, my library of knowledge in my head. But can I open myself up to seeing your library? Can you open that book up to me and show me why you came up with that conclusion? Can you show me where it is that this information come from? Where did this information come from? So, yeah, that's my, challenge for myself, is really trying to expose myself to all sides of the story. And a lot of people don't like that because, I've heard the statement before, believe in nothing, fall for anything. And I think I have very strong beliefs, but I don't think it's very black and white. I don't think that black and white is something that, for me, will allow me to grow as a person. I feel like if I had the statement, eggs are bad. Okay, but they also pack a lot of nutrients. Like, maybe to one person it would be bad because they have an allergy to it. Maybe to one person it will be bad because they're trying to avoid the egg yolk because of cholesterol, or I don't even know if it's bad for your cholesterol. I'm just making that up. Point being that maybe for one person it is, but that's not the general truth for most people. And so we go into like what is good and bad. Now, that's a topic for another day, but I just wanted to share this little musing that I had, that 1 + 1 is 10. Now, do you believe me? After I told you that there's math that actually can prove that it's a different way of thinking, that it's a different system that operates, that maybe the way that you think of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 is very different than binary, just ones and zeros. Can you believe? Can you just trust that I know what I'm talking about? And when you start to do that, you start to open yourself up to, wow, maybe 1 + 1 is 11. Maybe 1 + 1 is 3. And now 1 + 1 is 3. That'll totally blow your mind. Okay, guys, that's it for me. I'm going to put a link to my YouTube in the description along with my book. I love you guys. Bye.